YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Benji, and we are back balling. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Who would have thought that the WNBA trying to be positive would elicit so much hate? They just came out announcing that how much they stand against a lot of the trolls and tormenting that they've been seeing all season in regards to how the players have been treated and whatnot. The WNBA is a competitive league with some of the most elite athletes in the world. While we welcome a growing fan base, the WNBA will not tolerate racist, derogatory, or threatening comments made about the players, teams, and anyone affiliated with the league. League security is actively monitoring threat-related activity and will work directly with teams and arenas to take appropriate measures to include involving law enforcement if necessary. So, I just find it funny that it's September 25th when they made this post at 10:34 at night. You got an entire season to address this. You know what I mean? So obviously we've seen players, and we've seen it from both ends of things, where a lot of these players have been getting a lot of vitriol, and a lot of it was, hey, look, we're introducing a lot more fans, which is going to mean a lot more trolls and a lot more negativity. Yes, but the league, you got to be ready for that. And you got to provide your players a safe space when this happens. Hey, y'all don't got to worry about nothing because we got it. We upping security measures. We doing this. But it's literally playoffs. I mean, you're in the semi-conference finals. Or semifinals, I'm sorry. And now you want to talk about we don't appreciate racism and everything like that. Like, where have you been? Oh no. At a Sun and Fever's game, the vibe is right. His woman behind me was mocking Dejanay's eyelashes and only stopped. My partner turned around and told her stop being racist. There's a man in a MAGA hat. Then there's this woman in band nails with crazy nails. What? I've been going to Sun game for years, and I can say tonight was very tense. The only negative person near me was a white dude freaking out anytime anyone got within 10 feet of Caitlin Clark. He kept saying they're cheating. There's a dad with kids with him, and his wife made no sense, was comical. But as it became apparent, the Sun were winning the game. Boy, he was angry. And did you try this in like 2 seconds? Vitriol lobbied at DB number 24 was pure racism in his hatred because the foul was called on Kiki. From a high place violated. Oh no. Glad I watched from home. It was a good game. Race stuff. No place in the W or anywhere else. You're on side. I'm sorry it's been your experience. Yeah, I don't know. She did slide the mag out there. Been Fever fans this whole time, and it shouldn't have taken this long. But since y'all are finally doing something about it, here's a tweet about tonight's game or atmosphere. It's not just the Fevers fans, for sure. I mean, obviously, like I said, introducing a bunch of new fans to the game is going to add a lot of trolls to the game too. But that doesn't mean that it's something that you should accept. We not watching him on the Kayla's. Okay, well, they didn't ask you to watch. You're going to make Clark retire early due to your league shenanigans, running her out of town. She's not getting hit with no foul. Oh, my gosh. Speaking of injustice, the real crime was arrest. Fever got 9 free throw attempts. Connecticut got... Are y'all just, like, in favor of Caitlin Clark or, like, in favor of, like, everybody? I think that's important. Had a whole season behind. No, absolutely. You had all season to do this and just now speaking up. Yeah. I agree. You're in somewhat as complicit in the behavior as anything else. I mean, you had whole media sessions where they're asking stupid questions. As you can see, it's not just me. Racism, misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, and so much more nasty has been going on all season. Yet now you release. Yeah, you went along with it because you were getting a ridiculous amount of viewership. Caitlin Clark will never speak her mind because she's a white woman in a black women's league. I remember in the beginning of the year, y'all were begging her to speak up about what was going on. And I even made a video about how even players were calling her out and saying that she has to be the one to stop the trolls. She doesn't have the luxury to speak up for herself or call the players out for the bad conduct without it coming off as white privilege or soft, and y'all know a terrible league. If she does speak, it is also called silence is white privilege. It is, then if you do, then if you don't, the price of greatness is tough. She's only allowed to speak up when it supports their agendas. What is this in response to? Don't know. Alyssa Thomas had something to talk about.
From each tip-off to the final whistle, the Sun have been locked in professional and taking care of business. What does it say to the professionality of this team that you've been able to shut out the noise?
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly.
Yeah.
And there's no place for it, and we've been professional throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. And basketball is headed in a great direction,
right?
But no, we don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us racial names. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world and what we have to deal with in that aspect. And we come to play basketball for our job and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done. Whether it's them checking their fans or this league checking, there's no time for it anymore.
And somebody said here, so I hear you. Ask LeBron all things has been called or Mahomes. It's not an Indiana Fever problem, it's a troll problem. I do agree with that. That's why I said I don't agree that it's just a fever. Sure, there's plenty of fans in Indiana particularly. I mean, that is the heart of basketball. I mean, or the birthplace, you could say. It's a bunch of people jumping on the internet and the league and the media allowing these people to control the narrative. Simply because it's been able to, in some sense, drive clicks and drive people to check out the games. There are cowards that can't even show their faces or profile picture. You have to learn to block it out. Stop placing blame. I do agree that as they grow, they will have to block it out. But I do think that the narrative, particularly from the large media outlets, has been more about ridiculousness and these wild ideas that have started on social media instead of highlighting the play. I think even in the NBA where you have players going through the things that they have to go through online, but NBA Twitter is super toxic, right? The end of the day, when somebody has a good game, they're highlighted for their success instead of being put down because in the entire media be about Caitlyn getting hit in the face or something like that. And when instead highlighting the players that, that did their thing.
I realize that, everybody's job is predicated on what's read, what's clicked on, what's whatever, what's watched. I understand that. But I also feel like we have a responsibility to be better when it comes to what we're representing, when it comes to, I don't want to say protecting because these women don't need protected, but when it comes to making sure that the narrative is about what we do. And it's not about who's being attacked, how they're being attacked, and we make that newsworthy. I applaud our team for maintaining their professionalism. Not just our team; it's a lot of teams in our league. It's a lot of athletes, not just in our league, who get attacked like this. And so I applaud the professionalism.
And of course, Ms. Carrington has been, I guess, the epicenter of this. I mean, we've seen player after player kind of be at the opposing end of a lot of these trolls. But shout out to Dejanay, because amidst all the trash talk that she's been getting from a lot of these trolls, she's still one most improved.
A lot of hurtful, hateful speech out there that's happening, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for any of these guys. This is basketball, and this is their job, and they're doing the best they can. And when it gets personal, to me, that is just when, there's no reason for it. And these guys have to listen and watch that. Social media is their life. That's just what they do.
That was the Indiana Fever head coach. And look at the people in the comments. Look what they're talking about right now. Says the creep who's been silent all season as her star player has been physically harassed on the court. After seeing this tonight, now I know why her teammates come to her defense, because the coach doesn't even care. Fire her. I'm sure I'm not much different than 95% of the rest of the folks who turned into the WNBA. The season mine ended last night when hers did. How about getting repeatedly fouled without a call? I can appreciate the message, but we got bigger fish to fry. It's like we turn our back on the rules and instead focus on this. All the players should be able to make layups first. I'll pay attention to what she says off the court when she shows what she understands what happens on the court. Y'all forget these are people that we're talking about? Like human beings? Interestingly enough, of course, after finally we've got some players that finally got a little bit of light onto the things that they were talking about all year, and everybody acted like they were all tripping. Granted, I agree that people are going to say the most dumbest things, the craziest things, just because. But it definitely, as the season went on, got insane because a lot of, like I said, the information that was in front of us was not about the gameplay. It was about trying to create or fabricate stories about people being racist or people being against Caitlyn or etc. etc. Angel Reese talked about this a long time ago. In college. Y'all know I've been going through this for the last 2 years, but I was told to save the tears, stop playing victim. Y'all a little late to the party and could have tried to put this fire away before it started. So I agree. And I think it all ties back into the WNBA. Granted, it's a step in the right direction that they finally addressed what was going on. But come on. You can follow me on Twitter, but this is what I'm talking about. You have literal people that are members of the media with media passes that are going out to have interviews with players and consistently push and frame narratives that don't exist. Look at this.
Dejanay?
Yeah.
Did you, when you went and kind of swatted at Caitlyn, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
Did you and Marina kind of laugh about it afterwards? It looked like there was later on in the game they caught you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her. So I can't laugh about something I didn't know happened. With the increase.
And that's the problem they're addressing. There's one thing for people online on the internet to say one thing, but there's like, it's as if there's been an effort by the WNBA to allow this to ferment. You have media members that are allowing these stories to come to fruition and become real life. Now, granted, the one good thing about Caitlin Clark now being eliminated from the playoffs is we might actually get to an opportunity for people to actually focus on hoop and the plenty of other talented players in the WNBA. Granted, salute Caitlin. She had a tremendous rookie season. The Indiana Fever superseded this year expectations. And look, the Sun are a great team. I got to actually see them play this year in Atlanta against the Dream. Great team. I had a belief that they were going to go pretty far this year anyways. So, I don't know, man. We'll see if the W can head in the right direction now with all this newfound fame. Stay tuned to the next video.